Welcome aboard, all you wonderful groomers, pet stylists, and canine cosmetologists. You found the Traveling Groomers Podcast, where we discuss lessons learned from mobile and house call grooming. I'm one of your hosts, Chris Bear Anthony. Any moment now, we'll be joined by my co-host and friend, retired mobile groomer and educator extraordinaire, Mary Oquendo, and very likely a special guest to help us chat about all things grooming, grooming industry related, and just plain fun digressions that I will totally wrangle back to topic. Grab those travel mugs and climb aboard to see where today's topic will bring us. Let's roll. All right. We are recorded live at the Rocky Mountain Groom Expo. And probably some people will join us. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. There may be noise in the background. We have travel stories on how we got here.
Oh yeah, we've got some good travel stories.
We've got some travel stories. And not just me. We're going to laugh at Mary. Show us your elbow, Mary.
And then I think it's over.
She's got a Band-Aid on it.
Because after 2 days, it's finally stopped bleeding. But yeah.
And because we digress, and this is recorded live, and I'm not really going to do editing. I didn't bring my soundboard. I'm going to occasionally.
Well, hold on a second,
What?
Tina.
Oh, come say hello. It's Tina's show. We just started recording.
Hello.
Come on,
You
no,
gotta
come
come
around so we can hear you, because I'm doing zero editing. So this is going to be zero editing. It's not live.
Okay. All
but
right.
It's going to be completely
Okay.
unedited.
Okay. Oh, wow. I look like a crazy person who's been running around with my hair on fire all day.
Because you've been running around
With
running
my
a
hair on
show.
fire all day.
With your hair
All
on
right, so
fire.
this is my only complaint on the show. No crepe truck.
I know. I'm so sorry.
I
I'm so sorry.
Looked for that. I didn't see it this morning.
Yeah.
She's been talking about this crepe
for
truck
months.
for months.
So I did get a text back from them.
Oh, okay. And
they are going to try and get a replacement here tomorrow. I haven't had a time to reply back yet.
Okay.
So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we have this tomorrow.
okay,
Sunday crepes, right?
okay.
That's a good song.
I'm
That's a
mollified.
good. All
Okay,
right. All
okay.
right. She feels better. We're
Okay.
good.
I tried to get you.
I know
breakfast
you
sandwich.
did. I know. And I do want to give kudos. I mean, this has been an amazing show.
Thank you.
Tina is a great trade show director. There's been a lot of little hiccups, as you would expect, and you've handled every single one of them.
Show. If you tell me a show went off without a hiccup, I'm gonna find a liar.
Yes. You know, as far as being a vendor here, she's very accommodating. So if you're thinking about vending at one of her shows, she's an awesome show director for that.
Speaking as well, because I had to do some schedule changes, and you handled that brilliantly.
That was fun. Who would have expected we would have a worldwide crazy fest?
Yeah.
It's so many.
Mindy, come on, we're recording. Come over on this side of
We
the camera.
can, we can flip this camera around real quick. It swivels.
It swivels. So go
We
ahead,
don't
make
have any
faces.
fun at expo shows. They're so boring.
They're so dull. We never, no.
So much. They're a lot of work for me. We have a lot of fun.
So yes, this, as you may have caught me saying, I'm not doing any editing to this. On the audio version, I may do like sound tweaking, like making you hear it better. Oops, sorry, I just cut Mary off completely. I'm like, this is the podcast right here. No, I'm a little
You're gonna make
punchy.
people dizzy.
I'm a little punchy. I'm a little,
Can't imagine why.
I'm a little punchy. Well, wait, we're gonna hear about Mary falling.
Oh, they're gonna hear
and
my story first.
her ass.
All right, there's going to be some pre-story first, so you can understand how awesome what
I'm
happened.
gonna run. I love you. I
Yes,
needed someone
go-
else.
go put
Thank
out
you
a
both
fire.
for doing this, and I love you both.
All right,
And she's heard the story.
she's already heard the story. So it starts off, and actually on Wednesday before I left, that I ended up with a sinus infection, which kind of snuck up on me, right? So I went to my doctor, who miraculously gets me in an hour,
Which never happened.
which never happens, okay? And she goes, oh, you got a sinus infection. Let me give you a prescription for an antibiotic since I know you're flying. awesome. I get the prescription. This life is good. And I pack the prescription along with a full bottle of Tylenol because they've never had a sinus infection. They hurt. But anyway. So now we go to Thursday and I'm leaving. Now, here is my problem. There was only a week for vendors to get things here. And I had a lot of books and I wasn't necessarily going to trust the post office or UPS or whatever to get my books here in that 1 week.
Wait, why was there only a week?
That was all she had. A week, 1 week
Or
period.
that they would hold stuff?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So no, it's Mary was aware more than a week ago that the trade show existed, but they could only hold the things for a week.
For a week.
Okay,
Right.
that makes more sense.
So if I wanted to make sure that I had stuff to sell, okay, I was going to bring the books myself. I mean, Delta, I'm actually a platinum member. I get 3 luggages and I get up to 70 pounds.
Yes, I rolled my eyes at Mary's. I'm a platinum member.
All right. So you know what? I'll just put the stuff in the suitcase and I'll just bring it 3 suitcases. How bad could that possibly be?
Apparently injury inducing bad.
Okay. So here we'll talk a little bit about trusting your gut. Okay. So I got my heavy suitcases and I parked my car and then I passed. I'm thinking, get one of those carts, right? Make my life easier, right? But it's $8. And I'm not going to spend $8. Yeah.
God forbid. She channeled me for a moment.
I-
I'm the cheap ass in this
I
relationship.
channeled
I am
Chris. Okay.
not Mary.
So I bypass it. And then I get up to the escalator and there's the elevator is like right there, but there's people waiting for the elevator. I'm thinking 3-4 trips before I can get up there. And I ain't got time for that. So I go on the escalator with my 3 heavy suitcases. The heaviest one, escalator,
The stairs with teeth.
the stairs with teeth.
She chose violence.
Okay. And so the heavy suitcase wasn't sitting correctly on the
Stair,
stair with teeth,
because it's narrow.
because it's narrow. And it tumbled, took me with it. And then the other 2 suitcases. If you've ever fallen on an escalator, there isn't much you can do except take the ride up to the top because I was going up. And then I could collect myself. Janitorial staff had to clean up the blood. This was 2 days before it would stop bleeding. Okay. My legs looked like, I think Michelle put it really nicely, that a bear was mildly irritated at me.
To me, though, that's not the best part of this story.
Okay.
The best part of the story that I'm never going to let you live down.
Okay. This could be one of 2 things here. All right.
Mhm.
So the first one is that I look down at my shirt and I see a chunk of skin there.
That's not it.
Doesn't get it, I know. And I just flicked it away. All right. That is what is going to live with me forever. The second one is when the paramedics came to clean me up. Okay. They were mildly amused that I teach safety. Okay.
Not just that. This is the real part. Because no, it was a dumbass accident,
Yes.
but it was an accident and accidents happen. What I'm going to mock you for is that you teach safety. You were teaching safety classes here and you didn't have in any of the luggage you had with you
A first aid kit.
fucking first aid.
I have a first aid travel kit. It's sitting in my office right now because I had to make room for all the books.
Because you're traveling and you're talking about first aid.
Yes.
So don't have the travel first aid kit
Well, I wasn't teaching first aid here. I was doing mobile grooming.
because you never need first aid with mobile grooming.
Yeah, whatever.
You never need to show this is the first aid travel kit. I love to. You talk about safety and preparedness,
Yes.
and you were not.
No, I was
prepared.
not. I was not. So this is one of these life lessons. Do as I say, not as I do.
You had to rely on the kindness of paramedics,
Yes.
which is always kind of fun.
Yeah. And I will tell you, whatever Band-Aids paramedics get, I want to know they're a supplier. because they are really good Band-Aids. It hurt more to take the Band-Aid off my legs than the actual injury on the escalator. Ouch. Okay,
So, okay, I have a very important question that I have not asked you yet.
yes.
Are they cute? You're not that old, Mary.
No, I'm not that old. I wouldn't. They were not the hot paramedics.
Oh. Oh,
I'm sorry, well.
it's okay. It's okay. No, I know.
I might have
there's-
gotten a picture if they were hot paramedics.
You were saying, can we get a selfie?
Yes, I just had the paramedic take my picture. Had they been hot paramedics, there would have been a group photo.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. You've got this covered. So I think everyone had travel journeys.
Oh, this was ridiculous.
So, okay, by the way, we're recording this on welcome to
Sad.
episode, I don't remember.
Whatever number it is, Chris will figure that out.
No. No.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
70.
It could be
I'm
270.
pretty damn sure it's 270, recorded on July 20th and will be airing on August, whatever the first Wednesday in August is. Shut up.
Okay. Or somewhere in around that.
Or the 24th. No. Yes. First weekend, whatever.
Whatever.
I don't have my notes in front of me. I didn't pack my notes. So, okay. So you'll probably remember if you're listening live, because it just happened like a week or so ago. And if you're not, remember that time the Microsoft update shut down half the globe? Like, we thought Microsoft updates were annoying when they messed with your computer a little bit,
Yeah.
or you didn't run it and you should have. Yeah. How about registers shutting down, banks having issues, airplanes grounded?
So my daughter has a work computer she does background checks on
Same.
people. She still does not have that. Now it's 2 days since that. Her computer is toast. She has an IT guy from where she works has to fix her computer. They got to remove something and then add something back in. I
Oh,
don't know
wow.
that's not.
It really messed it that badly.
Yeah.
So, all right, here was my journey in getting here. And I want to say, for the most part, I travel to a lot of these shows, and it's become uneventful at this point. I fly in usually on Thursdays. I'll help Team Evolution set up. And, that'll be our day to do something exciting or sightsee or whatever. So Wednesday, as I'm grooming dogs, I get the notification from American Airlines that my flights have been canceled and rebooked for Friday. So I call them up in a panic, and we had some severe weather, and I knew we had thunderstorms happening, and they're like, no, there's nothing going in and out of New York. If you can't do anything, there's no later flights to put you on. There's nothing. They checked LaGuardia, they checked JFK. As much as I despise traveling to those airports, not that they're bad airports, I don't know them. It's that I live 7 minutes away, maybe, from Newark Airport. So I'm not taking an expensive Uber or driving or parking. I'm not going out of state if I don't have to. And it would have to be so much cheaper for that to be worth it anyway. So I'm like, okay, fine. We call Tina, because I was supposed to teach at 9 a.m. Friday morning. Call Tina, like, okay, my flight got canceled. I'm now flying in on Friday. We talked about switching it with somebody. She was like, no, that's a big class. I'm not switching it. We'll put you at the end of the day, because like we talk about having room and taking days off so that we have room to reschedule clients. She had some empty at the end of the day because she wanted that to be vendor time. And then if we needed to we could do what we had to do. So I'm like, okay, perfect. They rescheduled me for the exact same flights, just a different day, the same times and everything. So I get to Newark Airport, 4:10, 4:15 in the morning. So
Just want to interrupt Chris.
yeah,
So we're recording this on her phone and I'm reading her notifications that are coming in on her phone. So if,
notification from Reddit. So she's laughing her ass off. Yeah. Anyway, so this was Friday morning, the time everything started happening. My flight was delayed almost 2 hours. I didn't think I was gonna, and I was all worried about making my connecting flight. And they were like, it's an FAA thing. Cause at the time we didn't 100% know what all was going on. I was starting to Google. And I was worried about making my connecting flight because, and I asked the person, I said, what happened? This connection? Because it was a tight window. It was like a half an hour between when I was supposed to land and when the other flight was supposed to take off, maybe 40 minutes. And it was in a different terminal. I'm like, what happens? And she went, this is a nationwide, all the flights are delayed. They're probably delayed too. You're fine. Okay. So as I am getting on the plane to leave Newark to go to Dallas, I get the notification that my Dallas flight has been canceled. I went, well, that solves making it then.
yeah.
I won't miss it because it's been canceled. Well, Dallas is still closer to Colorado Springs than New Jersey is. So let me still get on this plane and I will figure this shit out in Dallas.
How many hours drive would it have been from Dallas to here?
I didn't look it up because I knew I did have the hold on my credit card to rent the car. I didn't even look at the rental car issue because I knew that wasn't necessarily an option for me. But I did Google buses and trains, as well as what other airlines said they were flying out, because plan B, C, whatever, was to be persistent with American and say United is flying out this. Somebody else, you need to rebook me on another airline and get my ass there. So I called for a callback, and the wait time for a callback was 4 to 6 hours. So as I'm standing online at customer service, and it was a long line, somebody came by handing out cards with a number to call. And I went, well, I'm waiting for a call, but this looks like a different phone number. Let me call this number. Somebody answered almost right away.
Nice.
I'm like, okay, I was on this flight. I am here. I need to get here. It was canceled. Okay, we will get you on. There's nothing today. Our next flight is Saturday morning, and it'll get you there at such and such a time. And I was like, no, I am flying for business. I was supposed to be there yesterday, but y'all canceled that flight. I have to get here today. I was taking a class.
Hold on a second. I'm going to interrupt you. Excuse me, lady with the doctor, bring that dog over here.
We're recording a podcast.
Oh, here, you want me to hand her to you?
Yes, please.
Her name's
So-
Godzilla.
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 She's a standard smooth 4 months old.
Oh,
Okay, so this is one of the best parts
of being at a trade show.
being at a trade. But yes, I noticed. She's like, Mama, I want to. Oh,
Look
she
at
smells-
those feet.
oh, she smells delicious.
Sniff.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, she's like, Mother, I must have here. Look, I must have the mother. Dudes. She's just chilling on the table now. Like, this is a good life. This is a good life. Oh, she's gonna.
Oh,
grow
she's
in-
gonna be big.
Oh, look, guys, for the video, we got the puppy skin. Lots of skin. She's like, what you doing? You can play with my skin.
Yeah, but look at those paws.
Huge.
Yeah, she's gonna be
So
big.
standard smooths. You're normally like 20 to 30 pounds.
So she'll be a big girl. And back to Lori.
Oh,
There
you
we
should-
go.
I don't know. I don't know. She's more fun to see than the.
Okay. She's accepted, we're safe. Oh, did I almost get a kiss?
She goes,
Okay,
Okay,
back to your story.
back to my.
All right, so yeah, so that was our,
Doggy kisses from strange dogs. And the beautiful thing about this is, because I'm not going home tonight, my dogs won't smell this on me. I get to shower before I go home. It's like I can have an affair and cover it by going to the gym.
yeah,
Wrong. This is just wrong. All right.
okay.
Sorry. Thank you.
Godzilla
Okay.
face.
Godzilla is adorable. All right. So, I'm like, no, y'all. And she's like, I hear, oh, yes, because it was attached to my reservation. So she saw that I was not fooling. And she's like, okay. She gets this mildly panicked tone to her voice. And she says, can you wait a minute? Can you just wait? Because so much craziness was going on. She's like, people are canceling quickly, but then rebooking. So we don't know if people are going to cancel their travel plans or not. Everything was changing so fast. She's like, just let me, I shouldn't say refresh, but I'm picturing like, let me keep checking a minute. Ooh, there's one today. It's leaving at 3. And I'm like, perfect. Perfect. She's like, it's leaving at 3 something. It'll get you there by 4. I'm like, and I was like, I almost want to say, put me on standby if there's an earlier one, but I know this flight will get me there. I'm not going to push my luck. Just do it. So I stayed online and I'm like, what about my luggage? Your luggage is attached to you. It will get there. And the boarding pass wasn't popping up on my app. So I'm like, I'm going to stay in this line and see about compensation because I needed compensation because my flight was delayed way longer than 6 hours. This was insane. And
Just on a note, airlines do not have to compensate you for things out of their control. What's out of their control is FAA shutting you down.
no,
No.
them choosing to use that software was in their control because Southwest didn't shut down and they requested the shutdown.
Okay, or weather, just saying.
Or weather. No, if it's weather, they're like, no, it's weather, which is why I didn't get compensation for my original flight, but I was a little heated at this point. So I waited online. The boarding pass popped up. I double checked. She's like, yes, your luggage is attached to this. We can see it's going to go. She's like, it might actually beat you to Colorado Springs because there was an earlier flight that went out, but it was leaving like right then and it was full. So I
Couldn't
make
sit on somebody's lap.
I offered. I'm just saying, I offered. I was like, I'll stand. It's only an hour and a half flight. I'll stand. They didn't.
Take some duct tape and duct tape you to the side,
I
right?
would have been fine. I'll cling to the wing.
You know, when you get to the point where, you know what, duct tape me to one of the doors and I'll be okay. You know, you're desperate to get somewhere. But
That's
go
when
ahead.
that's when you're determined. I was like, seriously, I will stand. I will strap me into the jump seat. I don't know. I'll do the things. So I'm like, I'm entitled to some kind of compensation. She's like, yes, I will get you a food voucher. Mary. They gave me a $12 food voucher. I was actually a little mad. I said, but this is all you get. Cause I knew there's something else, but I didn't have the things pulled up because my phone battery was at like 3%. She's like, well, since it was such a long delay, if you want to put in for other compensation to anything you needed, you can file that. You have 30 days to file that online. So I'm going to look into that. But in the meantime, I asked about getting into the lounge. Can you at least give me lounge access? Oh, and we're going to stop again. We're recording a podcast. Come say hi.
Oh, hi.
Stephen.
I'm not. Today I am.
So come say hello. This
Hello.
doesn't tilt very well. So introduce yourself.
I'm Suzanne Marchetti, raver with Yves Saint Bernard.
You're such You're still there. We're still recording. It's on my phone.
Hi, everybody. I'm Suzanne Marchetti Favor with Yves Saint Bernard.
And I'm just gonna say for a minute, I'm grateful for them because it's not like after I got here and I'm still bleeding, I'm gonna go to urgent care and see a doctor. No, where's the vet?
Definitely. Dr. Favor always has some goodies in his bag.
Yeah, so it got me fixed up and patched up here. So thank you to Dr. Cliff.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. We're glad to help, though. It's always nice to help somebody when they need it, you know?
So how have you been liking the show? How was your travel getting here? Did you get here okay?
We got here great. We have a cabin 3.5 hours away, so we got to drive to the show. That doesn't happen very often. This
Nice.
is really nice. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gorgeous out here.
It is
I've
beautiful.
seen pictures of their cabin. It's postcards. It is
so
beautiful.
It's so relaxing. It's our Zen place for sure.
And in case we didn't say or only said once, yes, we're in Colorado Springs. This is the Rocky Mountain Groom Expo in Colorado Springs, and it's really gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous out here.
Yes.
Okay, so how's the show been for you?
It's been good. It's been good. It's a smaller show than what we're used to, but it's kind of fun because we get to visit with you guys a lot
Yes,
more.
And you get to spend
know?
more time talking with
To
people.
each client,
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
to spend more time. You're not. So
That's
rushed.
one of the things I do like about the smaller shows is the amount of one-on-one time that people get with vendors.
Yep, absolutely. I agree with that. I love visiting with people and getting to know them, and you get to spend extra time with people and find out about things that you would have never known otherwise because you're in such a rush.
And I was stealing Mary's phone just to check the time, but then I realized I would have had to pay attention to when we started. I just know.
No deadline.
Okay, so Chris and I were having a discussion beforehand. We have a disagreement.
Oh, I will finish my story, but this is Mary's wrong.
No, I'm right. And I'm going to tell you why I'm right. So about teaching cursive writing. Yes, it's pretty. Okay. But can you really read that over there?
Yes.
I can't.
Well, first of all, it's not cursive. That's not cursive. That is a fancy font.
Yes.
That is not cursive.
All right.
Y'all, no.
So
I'm gonna walk the camera over there and prove that that's not cursive. I'm stealing the camera. This is a thing. Hello. Okay, see? Not cursive. I mean, it looks a little backwards because camera, but that's not cursive. So maybe if you're having trouble reading it, it's because the font is odd.
okay. So someone
I
gave
mean,
me
it's pretty once again.
So someone gave me a business card today of something I'm really interested in. And I can't read her email address because it's in script. Yes,
There are
very
times-
pretty. It is
There
very
are
pretty.
times for handwriting and there is times for printing.
And this
Yes.
digital world, wouldn't it just be better to be able to read?
My eyeballs are analog. So my eyeballs are analog and yours are digital. Is that what you're saying?
I think, you know what,
So
having,
almost called her a boomer. It so almost came out of my mouth.
I'm a boomer. Okay, I just put it right out there. I might be at the very edge of it, but I'm still a boomer, but go ahead. Suzanne,
Yes.
what do you think?
Should cursive still be taught in schools?
Yeah, I think so.
See?
I think
See?
so. I think cursive should be taught in schools. But I think there's a time and place where you use it, right?
That's fine. I will give you that point. There's a time and place when you use it. But
Have
it's
we ever, okay. Your husband. Can you read his handwriting?
handwriting and cursive are two different things.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are, because I am guarantee my handwriting is so bad, you're not gonna read my print either.
He's a doctor.
I-
You're
that's the
asking me a
point.
tricky question.
That's the point I'm trying to
His
make. Have we
signature-
ever read a prescription that you can actually read what is being prescribed to you? There's got to be a special class that pharmacists
I
take.
was just about to say, unless pets start getting the wrong prescriptions, then your point is moot
Oh,
because
no,
the
I'm gonna bring it-
pharmacist it reads it, and that's who's important. That's all that matters. I don't need to know.
All right, so the
They need
vet
to know if
wrote-
it's
vet
phenobarbital.
wrote out a prescription for a common drug between people. And the pharmacist looked at the handwriting, couldn't necessarily read, he could figure out some things, thought it was for a person, because it was Ricky. Okay, and gave the wrong dosage.
Now he gave the correct medication, but the wrong dosage.
That's
So
a
I- wait,
number
wait.
thing.
Did he write out the number?
I
in
don't
longhand?
know.
So you're blaming the pharmacist's fuck up on the handwriting when the pharmacist is just being a dumbass and not reading what was
I
there.
think there's other things.
Angie is right across there. I will wave. She is babysitting Mary's booth and
It's also her booth.
oh, that's right. It's her booth now. She is working the booth and she's just hearing me. It's a very quiet show because there's a class up there that's open.
Oh,
So
I'm sure
she
the
just-
class now is,
So now she just heard me dropping the F-bomb and she just looks up because that's the face I make.
well, to be fair, this is not women petpreneurs. This is traveling groomers. And I think people who listen to this show, no, this is not shop friendly. Just saying,
Just saying.
just saying.
Hey, it happens.
1 mint.
No, thank you. I'll pass.
Have any more in
What's
there?
happening?
She, of course, Suzanne's gonna regret coming over here. She's gonna go, can I go back in time?
What happened to this row?
You want a mint? It's warm.
Enough. They
No.
one earlier. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're yours.
They're mine. I'll put it back for later.
You're funny. Well, thank
Okay, and now there, you
See,
scared her
I'm
off.
Scary. I'm leaving now because, I don't know what else is in there.
What else she'll pull off in her bra, right?
Well, first of all, we all know what else is in a bra that I'm not pulling out right now. Let's make that clear. They're not going, don't subscribe because you think I'm gonna whip things out because I'm not. I mean, maybe minutes.
Okay. Thank you very much for being here.
You're absolutely welcome. You guys crack me up.
Ratings, I don't know. Huh.
Ratings?
Great.
Next rating.
I didn't actually whip out, anyway.
Anyway, but yeah, whatever, Chris. Somebody might get a thrill of you reaching in your bra to pull something out.
It slipped down. It was way in there. I bet there's another one hiding that's gonna fall out tonight.
Okay, moving it along.
Okay, so my $12 meal voucher. By the way, do we like how we just glossed over the fact that we determined Mary was wrong,
No, Mary's not wrong.
that it was the pharmacist's fuck up, but he can't read numbers and assumed. He made an assumption instead of calling the doctor. Now, what if that was a person? And he made an assumption. I went down wrong. I gave the wrong dose.
You see, the reason I caught it was because the pills were much bigger than I normally gave him. And I called the vet and he was like, oh no, that's the wrong prescription.
Anyway,
But anyway, moving that along.
right along. So they hand me my $12 meal voucher, which kind of insulted me a little bit because no,
There's not much you get for 12 bucks,
there's not much you can get.
especially in an airport.
I was looking forward to I was like, if I'm stuck here, I'm going to sit down and have a sit down lunch.
Yes.
A sit down lunch.
You're not
with
gonna
a
get for
beverage
12 bucks
is
any.
at least $20.
Oh, probably way more
Probably
than that.
closer to 30. If you have, because they have places at the airport that are closer to restaurants.
Because when I had issues, I got two $30 food vouchers.
Now, when they were going to put me in the on the Saturday flight, they're like, we're gonna give you a voucher for our hotel. We're gonna put me up in a hotel, which I already put in the back of my brain. If this doesn't work, I'm going to take this as an adventure. But I was pissed. And I was like, I'm gonna not take no for an answer, and I'm gonna get on the next flight. So they got my flight. I got my $12 meal voucher. And I'm like, well, can you at least get me access to the Admirals Club? Like, they've got showers. Like, that would be actually helpful. And she's like, you have to ask them. We don't control, they know. I'm thinking, all right, well, your customer service, you really maybe could if you wanted to, but whatever. An email notification just came up. My mom writes emails. You see that was all in the subject line. She emails like text. She'll put whatever note she wants me to read in the subject line and have an empty email. My mom got her card today, her medical card.
Her marijuana medical card.
My poor mother, she's so embarrassed by this, and I'm telling everyone because I think it's hysterical, and she does not want people where she lives to know
That she's doing drugs?
that she's doing. It's a prescription. It was prescribed to her,
But is it not prescription drugs?
but then so are all the other people who are taking prescriptions for their heart. They're still doing drugs.
They're doing drugs.
They're
Yes, they
doing
are.
drugs.
So maybe
Drugs, I'm just saying. I gotta
your
tell
mother's
that to
doing
her.
drugs.
She's doing drugs just like the rest of them. Anywho's this. I go over to the Admirals Club. And I'm like, can you let me in? This is what happened. They're like, oh, we really can't. That's not how it works. She's gonna introduce you to someone after I finally finish this story.
I'm gonna
And-
chat to him and finish.
Okay. And they're like, it's so busy with all the delays, we can't even sell you day passes because they sell day passes and they're reasonable. But if it's really crowded, if it's a really busy day, if there's a lot of delays, the times you would need to use it, they don't sell the day passes because they're full of their members. And I was like, there's nothing I got. They're like, well, if you apply for our credit card, that gets you access. And I'm like, my credit sucks. The machine's going to make a laughing noise. It's not going to give me that card. She's like, no, you don't have to get it. You just have to apply for it. And in my head, I went, being able to shower and change, because I had some clothes to change into, and all my toiletries, and get some free food and maybe a cocktail, versus a ding on my credit. What do you think I did, Mary?
Oh, you took the ding.
Oh, I dinged. I said, this is worth it. This is worth it. Because I got some food. And dude, Mary, that shower. I was expecting a locker room.
No.
It's like a 4-star hotel bath with a gorgeous walk-in shower, toilet, sink, hair dryer, towels all fluffy. It was beautiful. I felt like a person.
And then she arrives, literally walks in the door of this place to walk up to her classroom. She just made it. Talk about timing. So, want to introduce somebody. Come on, Christine, sit down here.
Hi. I'm here.
So this is my friend Christine, and we've never had her on the Traveling Groomers, but we've had her on Women Petpreneurs. So to introduce Christine. Christine was my very first hire when I worked corporate. 16 years old, best hire I have ever had in my life.
It's literally my most prized accomplishment.
Good.
Literally. I can always point to that. It's
Mary says I'm the best employee.
a high bar.
16 years old, showed up for her shifts all the time, never ghosted me. No, you don't want the names.
It's in a wrapper.
I feel like if I talk with it, I'm gonna sound crazy.
Okay.
But is that a hint though?
No.
We're in Colorado, you guys. It's really dry.
No,
Like,
I just-
water.
It's from her bra.
Mhm.
I just did this
Mm.
because that's where you keep mints. You can see.
Martha would be jealous. I can.
Her
the
wife
way-
is here.
Yeah.
By the
She's
way,
over there.
your wife is adorable.
I know.
We're over there
Yeah.
at the booth before and she walks off and she turns to Martha, talk to Chris while I'm gone. And I see this look on her face and I just look at her and I go, introvert married to the extrovert. And she goes, yeah, how'd you know?
Yeah.
see-
We're
yeah.
just sitting in the corner, just reading about
Just
bunnies. She's
fine.
literally reading Angie's book.
She's fine though.
Can we just,
She's
Yeah, turn. Look at her reading Angie's book. That's. She literally at one point.
say hi, Martha.
Bob.
wave. She's so mad at you right now, as well she should be.
It was not Chris's fault. We made her do that.
It's what I live for.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't think I was ever late.
No, you were never late. And when she needed a day off, I got enough notice to make sure whether something had to be rescheduled or not scheduled at all.
When you're planning on a bather, that bathers, I think sometimes don't think that they're as important as they are.
They are
They
as
are
important as the groomers.
Critical to
Yes.
timing, to final product, to all of the things that you do.
Yes.
When you're relying on a bather, it's a wheel in the cog that can't just pop out.
So I appreciated her.
I also mop.
And she
I'm a
mopped.
great mopper.
Yes, she
The
was.
first time I ever used a mop, you guys. I had a Hispanic mom who had me cleaning floors by hand my whole life. And when I realized you could mop at
You
16,
didn't even have the stick mop?
no,
Like the
my parents felt that water would ruin like our wood floors. Like it would have too much water on it because I didn't know I don't know.
Okay, so let's talk about Hispanic moms.
Mhm.
So my mother-in-law,
See how quickly?
how quickly we do that? Just to,
It's my gift.
all right, just to make a point with her mother. All right, so my mother-in-law, if we digress, we have stickers here.
Have a sticker.
So my mother-in-law, all right, my husband bitched and moaned that his mother waxed floors. Wax. You remember those cans of wax in the supermarket?
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you know what? We didn't wax our floors, but he bitched and moaned so much about how his mother waxed the floors. I caved and I waxed the floor.
One
He
time.
bust his ass.
He comes in, my daughter's just sitting around the dining room table doing their homework. And he comes in, whoops, boom, right on his ass.
I don't want to go finish your story first. Go ahead.
All right, my daughters,
Oh, they laughed their ass off. I'm positive.
oh no, they're with the books, with the heads in the books, laughing their ass off. I didn't hide my laugh. I'm like, oh, by the way, I waxed the floors, just like your mother.
Asking you shall receive.
Asking you shall receive. And would you like me to do this again?
Never again.
No, never again.
That's the kind of
Never.
strategy I like to see.
But
It's funny that happened because Marta complains that I didn't clean the floors enough and we had wood stairs and I wanted to put runners in our wood stairs because not only me, but our largest dog was like,
Yeah, the
danger.
dripping issues.
we have since put a runner on the stairs. But before that, I, much like you, was told that I needed to like just be a little bit better about like cleaning. So I did. She got up one morning, as she does at 5 a.m. She closes the door and goes downstairs. She makes about halfway before I hear boom, 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 boom. Because I had stayed up late cleaning the stairs the night before.
okay.
Now we have a runner.
And they were all beautiful and polished
I mean,
and
she just-
gorgeous.
Just like a little acrobat.
I did that to a client once
Oh, see, now we're taking it to another level.
because, and I didn't clean their floor. Let's get that straight. But I always used sprays and this made me learn to be careful about using products
it
in
falls onto
someone
that.
else's because it falls onto. And I'm wearing my sneakers because I'm wearing no slip shoes and I don't care if I'm in someone else's house. I'm wearing I have foot problems. I'm wearing my no slip shoes. So I'm there groom the dog and one of their kids like teenagers, comes around the corner of the kitchen island thing. And he came in quickly in his socks. And so his feet up in the air, boom, right on his ass. I'm like, oh my God, and I knew exactly I made the floor slip. I'm like, oh my, they're like, yeah, it's always a little slippery after you're here. I'm like,
Probably the soft shade.
see,
I do that. I do not hate the humbling of the young teenage boy. I feel like that
either.
And I feel like I'm gonna say that on your behalf, but
Yeah,
you know?
I'm like, well, you could have told me that.
Yeah.
Like, if I'd have
Yeah.
known that, I would have been more, because instead of this,
A lesson in communication for us all.
yes. Got to put that in my class for tomorrow.
Communication.
Communication.
It's the class is actually, well, and what did we learn today?
Yes.
But making communication mistakes is a big part of it. And how we learn from our mistakes.
That's the most important part. As you would know from my Women Customers podcast, I now work for a corporate. And one of the biggest things in corporate America,
Not corporate grooming.
not corporate grooming, corporate marketing. See me from marketing tips. One of the big things in corporate is, we're not all perfect and you're going to make mistakes. And it's how you brand those mistakes, but then also how you learn from them. What do you do differently going forward? So I'm sure it's the same. It's kind of like your
All right,
brain,
so my little escapade with the escalator will result in several blogs.
What did we learn?
What did we learn
What did
today?
we learn?
And how can we apply this?
Maybe if you're a safety instructor, do as you say and travel with
That would
first aid
be
kit.
One topic.
That'll be a topic. I can literally offer that one thing, have about 6 to 8 topics.
You're like, that's how comedians do it. They
Yeah.
live their life and then they have countless tales,
Yeah.
experiences to live from.
The notification just came through.
Oh, really?
As we were doing this, yes.
No, I love it.
So this is the first time you've been to this show.
This is the first time I've been to this show. I hear it's the second year.
Yep.
Yes.
It is a really cute show, really conveniently located. Parking was easy, which is great.
Nice.
I think it's in that phase where it's still small enough and like people are knowing about it so that you can actually spend time talking to the vendors and like, because
Yeah.
when you go to like Hershey, it's like so busy. There's so much
Oh, it's
turnover.
insane.
People are trying to like talk and sell. And
Yep.
whereas here, I think it's been nice to be able to connect with people.
Yeah. I actually like small shows.
Yeah.
And for that reason,
Mhm. Yeah.
I've had a lot of opportunity because, if you do a lot of trade shows, we don't necessarily get to talk to the people we see at every single show.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, yes, we'll get a drink, we'll have dinner, but there's
You're
only,
exhausted, too.
you're exhausted.
Mhm.
There's only so many dinners. There's only so many opportunities to have that meal.
Mhm.
And when it gets to a group of 20 people at the
Mhm.
table, you can't talk to everybody. It's not that kind of
Mhm.
conversation anymore. It's
Mhm.
not.
Agree. Should we talk about the benefits of coming to Colorado Springs in the event people want to plan coming here next year?
You should.
So I live about an hour and a half north of here, so I speak from a bit of a locals experience. And if you guys come to Rocky Mountain next year, for those of you who want a little challenge, Google something called the Manitou Incline.
No,
Do it.
No.
Google it. We're not recommending anything. I'm just telling you
Yeah.
to Google.
Google
Okay.
it. We're not telling you to do anything.
Don't do it. You don't need to do it, but just Google if you know.
How about taking the train up to Pikes Peak?
I hate heights with a burning fiery passion. I've never done it. I hear it's wonderful. And if you want to do that,
But you don't have to hike it.
correct. But I don't like even being on something and looking down. There's donuts up there and apparently they're really good.
Yes.
There's donuts at the top of Pikes Peak. Check if you need reservations. So if you know next year that you're coming to this, check on reservations for things. Colorado, people love coming here and hiking and doing the things. So just make sure if it's something you need a reservation for, make a reservation.
And if you are not like, you're gonna climb, I'm not gonna do any of that physical stuff, but you still love outdoor beauty,
Mhm.
they have Jeep tours for like Garden of the Gods and stuff.
Oh,
So
I
they
didn't
will,
know that.
oh, they have Jeep tours.
Garden of the Gods is a great suggestion because you can do 10
gorgeous.
feet or you can do 5 miles, your choice. There's
Yes,
just paths
yes.
everywhere. You can park. right
But
by
you
it.
can also get on a Jeep tour and they will take you
That's true.
around and see
That's
all the
true.
major out and tell you about the history and yes.
Mhm. Yeah, this is a really cool area to come visit. I think it's really cool that there's a show here now because it's unique.
Yep.
It's not as far as maybe a Tacoma for some, but it's more in the middle. I love anything that's in the middle.
Okay. So we should get you out to the Tacoma show.
Yeah, I need to come. I need to come further west. I need to come visit Mary. I've not been to.
She's
Mary's
not been to
place.
my new house.
It's truly, Mary did come to Michigan for my wedding. And
Yes, I
that was
did.
a good time. Lake Michigan, highly recommend.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful wedding.
It's like the ocean. but it's wet.
It is. Seriously, you go to the lake
Mm.
and the shore, you don't think you're at a lake, you think you're at the ocean.
That was the beach I fell asleep on.
Like Michigan.
Yeah,
How
in
did you-
Chicago.
I feel like, oh, Europe, but that's the west side. The west
Okay,
side's not as
different
beautiful
side.
as the east.
It's
side.
not as beautiful, but it does look like the ocean. and
Don't
it's
come for me,
ginormous.
anybody from Wisconsin, Chicago, just, I didn't mean it. It's beautiful. The views are fantastic.
So wait, is that different from the Ubers, the loopers and the Ubers?
Youpers.
Youpers?
Youpers live in the
Upper
upper peninsula. We like to do this. So if I'm trying to do this in a way that I think people are looking at me, this is Michigan. Detroit is here. Where we got married is over here. Chicago is over here on the other side of the lake. And then the Youp is here,
Upper
the
Peninsula.
upper peninsula.
So would you be a looper, a lower peninsula?
No, I'm a
you're
troll.
not. Oh, okay, good to know.
Trolls live under the Youp, because it's under the bridge. The Mackinac Bridge connects the lower peninsula to the upper peninsula. And because we live under the bridge, we're trolls.
Fantastic.
Hi to any Michiganders who want to tune this right now.
Minnie's in Michigan.
I live in Denver, but Detroit will have my heart forever, and I will be there again soon.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for having me on your
No
moment.
problem. We only have a couple minutes left because I gotta
You
get ready
guys
for another
finished?
class,
All
but
right, thanks.
Mary,
Thank you.
thank you.
Au revoir.
Should we take a walk?
No,
we
let's just
show
get
them-
Angie over here
Okay, but you said Angie has to be on the booth.
for a minute. We're gonna wrap up.
That look on your face was phenomenal. How loud did I say fuck?
It's kind of
I was heated because
No, I was correct.
she was so wrong.
No,
She was
that's
so
correct.
wrong.
Correct.
She was so wrong. She was trying to blame the poor doctor's handwriting.
No.
No, because maybe his handwriting was bad. She was trying to blame Cursive for her pharmacist fucking up a prescription. Because the pharmacist assumed things.
That's the pharmacist's fault.
Nonetheless.
It's not Cursive's fault.
No, it's the pharmacist's fault, because if he was unsure, he should have checked, because there's complications with medication.
Yeah. Now, but here's the thing, as far as teaching it in school, right? Not all schools are created equal. So also true. So if you're going to teach something, how much time are you going to spend taking away for other topics that are more relevant in this century than cursive?
Well, here's the problem with that. A lot of the documentation that is still relevant was written in cursive, and if you can't read it, you're screwed.
Because what that does is that is furthering the educational divide. We have an educational divide in this country, and it's divided by money. Where the more affluent the community is, generally, the better the educational system is. So
So,
by saying this is more heated than it was gonna originally be. This is supposed to be fun. But by saying, by teaching this, you're taking away from more important and relevant things. You're saying this isn't important because you're too stupid to learn all of the things. You can learn all of the things,
okay,
and you should learn all of the things.
all right.
And all schools should be focused on teaching their kids all the things.
Okay, all the things. 8-hour school day? What, something's got to give. What gives? Does the arts give? Does gym give? Do you
Why?
not?
Why?
Well,
Why
here's
does
the-
something gotta give? No
Again, 8
compromise.
hours in a day.
Not, most schools now aren't teaching an 8-hour day.
What are they teaching?
They've cut it down to 5.5.
Okay,
days.
5.5-hour day. Something, if you're gonna teach all the things,
They need to go back to an 8-hour day. That was not an unreasonable thing to have.
no, it wasn't.
No.
So there has to be changes to the school system. Oh my God, we're getting really,
This is supposed to be light. This is
this is not like, so we're gonna finish it off, or we're just going to argue amongst ourselves.
partially because I am very, very passionate about the educational system and about people getting a good education, because Angie makes a terrific point. You can teach all the things except cursive. You can do all this and try to make the schools as equal as possible. And then you take them and you show them the Declaration of Independence. And if they can't read the original, they're now trusting a translation. So now basically what we're going to create, if we stop teaching cursive, is we're going to create an entire generations of people who have to trust other translations. They have to trust that someone wrote it and printed it correctly because they can't verify it themselves. That's
Okay,
dangerous.
all right. I don't take that point, but I will still tell you, 5.5 hours in a day, what is going to be cut from that day that is equally as important to the development of a young mind?
Oh, I'm going to get hate on this one. But it's going to not be gym, but it is going to be recess, because if you are cutting
Okay,
it down to 5.5 hours, then your social
you're
time.
still have a young, undeveloped mind. All right, they need a rest period and they
Guys,
hit,
they've already cut recess.
all right,
That's
Huckity.
what they've already cut out. That's how they have cut it down to 5.5 hours. Is they have lunch, recesses are gone. They don't do that anymore.
right. So young undevelopment, they need the arts, they need music, they need to be creative.
That's your breaks. That's your stimulating breaks, is because you're dealing with
But they're
right
taking
and left
away-
side. No, but if you have both, you're giving them those breaks, because if you're going left side math, science, give them some arts, give them,
Why can't you teach cursive like we always learned it in English class? I don't understand.
I don't know either.
Okay, that's probably above our pay grade at the moment,
Yeah.
but it's something to discuss. And I think especially parents of young children need to really take a good hard look at the curriculum of their schools.
I am about to say the most politically polarizing thing I have ever said on this podcast. And this is daring, because I already said I'm not editing shit. With the current political climate, I think Mary, you and I could run. And have a thought.
We should think about that.
You should think about that. The traveling groomers for
Mary and
president.
Chris for president. We'll be co-presidents.
We'll be co-presidents because we'll just fight over who gets to be
Yeah,
president.
because we're not
who gets
gonna
be VP.
agree on who's going to be president and
So,
vice
yeah.
president, so we're just gonna be co-presidents.
I don't want any part of that position at all, but
You
I'll
vote for us?
I'll vote for you and
Say
Like-
what feeling.
I'll vote for you.
Thank you.
Listen,
Um,
that's about as much emotion as anyone can muster for the upcoming election, so I'm fine with
Pretty
it. I'll
much.
vote for you.
But
Like that.
I will definitely, I will help you write your speeches.
Okay, thank you. So
There
there
we
we go. Look for 2028. Might be,
2025, 2024. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Let's
You
start
have
now.
time. It's only July. You can get this done. I'm just saying, I'm just throwing this.
all right, write in. We're gonna depend on the write-in
There
vote.
you go. It could work. It's a long
Maybe
shot,
2028.
but you know, other presidencies have been long shots, too, so why not?
Maybe 2028. We'll see.
All right, Mary and Chris. Make sure you spell our names correctly on the write-in ballot.
All right, guys. Oh, before we go, I would super like to thank our sponsors, some of whom are here. Evolution Shears, Hanby Specialty
It's
Engineering,
here.
Positive wait, which is the positive, which is the sponsor now? I'm so confused, actually.
Well,
That's a good question.
that's a good question. I paid for the year, so
So that would be.
it'd be me, the books, me.
Create that program. Former sponsor, Positive Educational Training. And
Andis is not here.
Andis is not here, but I'm sure their products are here.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, couldn't be a show without them. And Ray Pet, who is not here. They don't do a whole lot of shows, but this is a smaller one, but we love Ray Pet. Did I get anyone?
You got everybody.
I would sweet balls if I missed someone, I'd put it off it. So thank very much our sponsors. If you see them at shows, if you check out their products or booth or order anything, be like, hey, the Traveling Groomers loves you.
Okay, so see everybody next week.
All right, safe travels.
All right, so let's clean up a little bit at our booth.
Oh, no.
Stop recording. Hey.
Well, that was fun. But now it's time to head home. We hope you enjoyed listening as much as we enjoyed chatting with you. If there are any topics you'd like us to discuss or guests you want to see join us on this crazy road trip of ours, let us know in the Traveling Groomers Facebook page. Don't forget to thank our sponsors. And see you next week, guys. Safe travels!